Now clearly, all Filipinas and all relationships are different, and we must always remember this when making videos where it can be hard not to make it sound like generalizations. But the one thing that is a constant for the vast majority of foreigner-Filipina relationships is the money ratio. Clearly, most Western countries have a better conversion rate when it comes to the Filipino peso. And as such, what may seem cheap for us to buy in the Philippines may be more difficult for a Filipina living in the Philippines. Especially if she lives in the province and making only a couple of hundred pesos a day. So what's the one thing that you should buy your Filipina girlfriend after just a few weeks of meeting her online? If you want to find out, then be sure to stay with me here. Just quickly, if you're looking to date a Filipina and are not sure where to start, then why not check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 dating site where it's free to create an account. In previous videos, I've said that one shouldn't send money to a Filipina until he meets her in person, or at least until the online relationship has been going on for many months or even years. As we start to get more of a feel for the Filipina, then naturally we want to start to help her a little, even perhaps if she's working. And we must also remember that even a Filipina who works may not be flush with cash. Wages are low and hours are long for many people in the Philippines, and by the time they pay their bills and most likely help out family members or give money to their parents, very little may be left over and savings can be a struggle. So putting all this into perspective and realising that not all Filipinas are the same, as some may make very good pesos and can create some good savings. But as I say, the vast majority of Filipinas who may be in province areas or working hard in the cities, even finding a couple of hundred pesos a month can be difficult. For some, they may even need to cut down on eating 3 times a day for a while in order to find that 200 pesos, for example. Now, when we first start dating a Filipina, most of us will find her online. And right here, some may have gone without a meal or two in order to be able to afford the phone credit, or load as they commonly call it in the Philippines, so they can chat online in the hope to find a decent man. And of course, most Filipinas are not going to tell you this, especially early on in a new relationship. It's important for us foreign guys to remember that life in the Philippines for many is far more difficult than the life many of us in foreign countries seemingly take for granted. So taking into consideration everything we've said so far in this video, there is one exception, I believe, to my rule of not sending money to a Filipina that you've only just met, and I'm talking about in the first few weeks here. And the one thing that you should buy your Filipina girlfriend, in my view, is phone credit or load, whether she asks for it or not. Now, this is obviously because without load, she can't chat to you and build the relationship, and any decent man wouldn't want her to go without in some way just because she wants to get to know you. One must know that 200 pesos is around the $5 US mark, which really is around the cost of a cup of coffee, and for almost all of us is very affordable. And if the relationship doesn't work out in the end, then $5 or $10 a month certainly won't be missed. And you can be sure that by doing this certainly takes a huge burden and worry off the Filipina's shoulders. And it does show a genuine Filipina that you're a caring and thoughtful man. For some, it can be so easy to get wrapped up into not giving anything at all to a Filipina in the early stages of a relationship because we fear she may be scamming us. But being tight and overly cautious here will only serve to make life more difficult for a woman who could be your potential life partner. And really, As I say, $5 or $10 a month is not going to break the bank and leave you in financial troubles. Now, with that being said, the one thing to be aware of is if you now find that she's asking money for more things, then really evaluate if she's genuine or not. It's one thing to send a woman that you've only known for a couple of weeks $5 or $10 a month, and it's another thing to start slowly getting in deeper financially to her. So just in case it turns out that she was playing you, at least, as I say, you won't miss that small monthly amount that you've been sending her for the load. One must know that some non-genuine Filipinas may start off by accepting small amounts with the view of building up to larger amounts over time. So be very sure not to fall into this trap if you decide to send her small amounts of money each month so you can get to know one another. I really do believe that this is one exception to my rule around not sending any money until you have met each other in person, as certainly it's the right and decent thing to do, and really is all part and parcel of forming a new, long-distance relationship with your Filipina girlfriend. And if you have any other exceptions to the rule that you think is okay, then leave your comments below for us all to have a discussion. If you're looking for more valuable free information and tips around dating a Filipina, then be sure to check out my playlist on screen now. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.